7 international athletes who played in the African Cup of Nations qualifier have suddenly gone missing in South Africa, and no one seems to be able to find them. In a shocking developing story, members of an international soccer team have gone missing on their way back to the Oliver Tambo International Airport after completing a major continental soccer fixture. At the end of last month, Eritrea's national soccer team travelled to the country of Eswatini, better known as Swaziland, to play a qualifying match for the African Cup of Nations, the premier international soccer competition on this continent. In this match, which took place at Somhlolo Stadium in Lomamba, Eritrea emerged victorious with 2-1, taking a major step towards qualifying for the prestigious competition. The team won, celebrated, and then got on a bus back to South Africa, from where they were scheduled to fly back either to their home country or some of them to Europe, like the young Siem Eyob Abraha, who plays for the junior side of the well-known English club Sheffield United. Yet, of the 23 who travelled to South Africa in this bus and Swaziland to play in this international fixture, only 19 ever boarded any plane at the OR Tambo International Airport. The other 7, who are known to have left Eswatini for South Africa, known to have crossed the border, have mysteriously disappeared since they travelled to South Africa, and now nobody even knows where they are. What makes this case even more unusual is the fact that these players did not disappear in some remote or isolated location, but while travelling by bus along a well-defined route between two countries, under the logistical coordination of an international sporting fixture. They crossed the border, entered into South Africa, and were expected to arrive at the OR Tambo International Airport, one of the busiest and most monitored transit points on the African continent. Yet, somewhere along the road or the journey, 7 members of a tightly managed delegation simply vanished into this country without any official record of where or when they broke away from the rest. The country of Eritrea used to be a province of Ethiopia until it seceded and declared itself independent in 1993. In the 1993 referendum, more than 99% of Eritreans voted in favor of independence from Ethiopia, and so it became an independent country. Since then, however, it has been ruled by the dictator and tyrant Isaias Afwerki, the leader of the People's Front for Democracy and Justice. Despite the fact that former US President Bill Clinton once referred to this leader as a true Renaissance African leader and a new hope for the African continent, Afwerki has never been democratically elected. In fact, he only became the de facto leader of Eritrea following the referendum in 1993 because he was the most notable face of the independence movement. And in the last 33 years he has been in power. And Eritrea, despite being a democracy on paper or according to their constitution, has never held an actual election in its history. The country has consequently acquired the nickname the North Korea of Africa, and this isn't even an exaggeration at all, as the country now ranks even lower than North Korea when it comes to press freedom, for example. Like in North Korea, it is also one of the harshest conscription systems in the world, with citizens often required to do an indefinite number of years of military service with no limit set or end in sight, of course accompanied by severe penalties for evasion. As a result, many people have fled Eritrea over the past few decades. In fact, it is estimated that more than 500,000 Eritrean citizens have fled the country and are now living as refugees in other African countries or in Europe. Most notably in neighboring countries such as Ethiopia and Sudan, but also many ended up in Western European countries, or specifically mostly Germany. Now, 7 of their national team soccer players have simply disappeared here in South Africa, remaining completely unaccounted for. And the question on everyone's lips is, what happened to these men? Did they hide in South Africa because they didn't want to return home? Were they killed because of this high crime rate in this country? You know, the sad reality is that international visitors going missing in South Africa is by no means an isolated or uncommon occurrence. Yet, normally it would be individuals who would go missing and whose bodies would then maybe be discovered in a ditch somewhere. But to have 7 international soccer players bound for OR Tambo International Airport go missing all at once is quite unprecedented. On the other hand, there is a very real possibility that these players have deliberately disappeared into South Africa, given Eritrea's political conditions. Indefinite conscription, lack of freedom, and a long history of athletes defecting during international trips. Eritrea also ranks as one of the countries with the highest rate of Christian persecution in the world, and it would not be unprecedented for players to use a foreign tour as an opportunity to seek asylum and start a new life abroad. In fact, similar incidents involving Eritrean footballers have occurred elsewhere in Africa earlier this century. Yet, on the other hand, this case raises serious questions about safety and security in South Africa that cannot simply be dismissed. The fact that 7 high-profile individuals such as international soccer players vanished simultaneously in a foreign country while in transit to an international airport opens up more troubling possibilities. South Africa has seen cases and cases of kidnappings, trafficking networks, and violent crime involving foreign nationals, and it cannot be ruled out that these players may have fallen victim to some kind of foul play somewhere between their arrival and their scheduled departure. Yet, even if we assume the best and operate on the assumption that these men willingly disappeared in search of asylum in South Africa, the fact remains that this once again evidences that there is absolutely no oversight or control with regard to who enters and who remains within our borders in this country. Because if 7 high-profile athletes can simply vanish without a trace while under the logistical supervision of international travel arrangements, then what does that say about the state's ability to monitor far less visible movement across its territory? The hard reality is that this is just another testimony to the fact that we now live in a state and under a government that cannot account for who enters, who stays, and who disappears within its borders. On top of the demographic disaster and ethnic conflict, this inevitably breeds on home soil. The more immediate consequence of this is a safety threat that this lack of border control poses to all of the citizens of our country. And it is exactly this type of ethnic conflict and xenophobia that is tearing down the very idea of the Rainbow Nation to shreds. As we also pointed out in a recent video, which you can watch by clicking on this link appearing on your screen right here. And do consider supporting our work by becoming a paying member of the Willem Petzer Group. Simply follow the easy steps on the banner below. Only with your help are we able to make videos such as these every single day. Goodbye and God bless.